garage door openers and testing them correctly. Now we are going to dive deeper into the actual inspection of the garage door itself, more in the initial walk and the arrival videos, but let's recap. As you first walk up to the house, you should be inspecting the outside of the garage door itself. Then during the initial walk, we're going to be inspecting the garage door from the interior of the garage. We're going to be looking at the ceiling above the garage door to include the ceiling supports of the rails, the opener itself, the operating mechanism, whether that be a belt, a screw, chain, the rails themselves, rollers, checking for any sort of latch locks that are engaged, tools slid into those rails, or any wires to prevent those doors from opening. We're going to be looking at the rod, the spring, the anchor plate to the header above the garage door, and then mirror that same inspection to the other side. We're going to be checking the interior of the door itself and seeing if there's any damage or daylight around that door. Now, if the garage door is damaged, whether it's cracked doors, buckled doors, a broken spring, an anchor plate that's loose or unsecured, this is where we just stop and recommend professional repair or replacement. In the report, we're going to recommend professional repair or replacement, and then for the homeowner to verify operation and test those safety features. Again, if the garage door needs repairs or any replacement, testing or even operating it can cause further damage and negate any findings that you may find after testing it. If everything looks good, we're going to continue testing. We're going to pull the safety latch and operate that door manually. If the operation is smooth and no other issues arise, we're going to re-engage that latch and then open the garage door via the opener. The garage is now in the open position, so we're going to close the garage door and test the motion sensing beam. The door should sense the object and then return back to the open position. The next step is to test the down pressure auto reversing safety feature. This is the whole point of the video and a major area of contention within the home inspector community. Some inspectors will have urban legend stories using a 2x4 and damaging a door. These stories are usually of a third-person account and didn't actually happen to them. If it did happen to them, I would place money down that they did not follow the procedures of fully inspecting the door and its components as I just laid out for you. I've inspected over 3,000 garage doors, and the majority have made it to this point, and I have not had any issues with a 2x4 damaging a door. So instead of playing the whole that inspector says this and this inspector says that, let's look at what the experts actually say. As home inspectors, we are not code inspectors, but we do look at code as a guideline for home inspecting. And a lot of times in the codes, it'll say AMI, or in accordance with manufacturer's instructions. So that's exactly what we look at, is the manufacturer's instructions. So let's start there. I picked the 5 most common garage door opener manufacturers that I run into: Chamberlain, LiftMaster, Ryobi, Genie, and Craftsman. And I opened their manuals to see what they had to say. And almost in every case, they had mentioned explicitly a 2x4. More appropriately, a 1.5 inch object, such as a 2x4. But it's not only the manufacturer's instructions, they'll even put stickers on the doors / openers that will specifically say, place a 2x4 to test. Let's go one level up to TASMA, the Door and Access Systems Manufacturers Association International. As the leading authority, they even suggest in their manual to test the garage door with a 2x4. Speaking of authorities, let's look at home inspector authorities. specifically InterNACHI and AHIT. In their manuals and their instruction books, they even suggest a 2x4. So as we see, using a 2x4 is not only accepted, but recommended by the manufacturers, the authorities of the manufacturers, and our home inspection associations and schools. In fact, nowhere through my research have I found the recommendation of not using a 2x4, though I have found a recommendation to not use your hands in order to test the garage door. I am passionate about this subject because of the lack of evidence on the flip side of the argument, and inspectors are spreading their fear-based laziness onto the next generation. At Voyager, we are going to follow the recommendations of the experts and properly inspect the garage door opener by thoroughly inspecting the garage door, its components, its operation, and then the safety features, to include the down pressure auto reverse safety feature with a 2x4. Thank you for watching. Check out our channel for more videos and be sure to subscribe to be notified when new videos drop.